Well, we're off to Massachusetts, where being butthurt is not just a state of mind, it's a way of life.
It's really hard.
A local politician who recently got injured, she'll be out for a month.
What?
What's the injury?
Don't say it, don't say it.
She was called the wrong pronouns.
What the fuck? You need to shut the fuck up.
Ouch. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this, I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Well,
Mental illness, it's real.
that is true.
And it's spectacular.
That is also true.
And it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Excuse me, daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. I hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday. Yes, TGIF. Excuse me, sorry about that. Well, we are just a number of days away till Donald Trump takes office 2.0, and of course the liberals are running around still screaming and yelling, and of course we've seen the confirmation hearings, we've seen the wonderful outpouring of love towards Pete Hegseth, and of course now we're seeing the same with Marco Rubio and Pam Bondi. But not here to talk about that. Yes, kids, we're going back to that wonderful, wonderful place, transmentalism, transanity, Transylvania. We go to Massachusetts, where a woman who was recently injured, she'll be out for a month. So you'd be like, wow, I mean, hope it wasn't serious. What was it? Car accident. She fell down the steps. She slipped on some snow, some ice. No. She was butthurt. Yes, she was called the wrong pronoun. So because of that, she suffered PTSD, and now she'll be out for a month. The mental illness is real, ladies and gentlemen. It's real, and it is becoming spectacular. This, coming from Breitbart. Massachusetts non-binary politician who claims to have been called it takes a month off due to transphobia. Aw, what a shame. A non-binary elected politician in Worcester, Massachusetts is taking a month off of work after accusing fellow city council members of misgendering her and calling her it. Thu Nguyen, if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, if I'm not, I don't care, is taking time away to focus on her mental health after leveling the accusations against her fellow colleagues. The Daily Mail reported on Thursday, she noting that she uses they and them pronouns. However, her colleagues have claimed that anything so-called misgendering was accidental. Oopsies. An image reported showing Nguyen wearing a shirt that reads, paying for people's abortions is a revolutionary political act. Yeah, so we know where she's going. In a statement on Nguyen's Instagram account posted on Wednesday, the Worcester City Councilor at Large wrote, quote, "It's unfortunate. As we transition under a Trump administration as exponential increase of fear experienced by the alphabet community, that I, as a city council at large at Worcester, had to file a complaint to our Executive Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion." Yes, they do have a DEI department, and of course, another reason why Massachusetts sucks. Anyway, about my experience about the past 3 years of dealing with transphobia and discriminatory and a toxic council culture being misgendered by Mayor Petty, okay, and Council at Large Toomey publicly on the council floor, recently learning that District 2 Councilor Metro Carlson has been referring to me as it multiple times. I have fortunately requested for the City of Worcester Chief Equity Officer to open an immediate investigation and create an action plan to address this matter because, ooh, I'm mad. Oh my. My mental illness is kicking up in the overdrive. I've got to take a month off. I'll see you then. Wow. However, Petty has countered Nguyen's claims, claiming that about officials deciding to mandate in-person attendance for meetings. On Tuesday, Petty asked for municipal and legislative operations committees to hold public hearing on officials attending hearings remotely. The Mail continued. Nguyen is accused of missing half the traffic and parking subcommittees and not holding a meeting for another subcommittee she apparently chairs. Petty said, failing to participate in these essential responsibilities is unacceptable. I will not apologize for holding myself and my colleagues accountable for the responsibilities entrusted to us by the people we serve. Nguyen claims that it's not safe for her to go in person to these meetings, because of my mental illness. Quote, I really, really wish that I felt safe enough to show up on the council floor, but I don't. I have faced transphobia and being misgendered recently. Learned I have been dehumanized, to a point where I'm being referred to as it by my colleagues on the council, she commented. This is coming from local news in Massachusetts.
That city councilor filing a complaint with Worcester's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and they're taking a month-long break. They say it's for emotional and mental safety. Worcester City Councilor at Large Tu Nguyen taking a month-long mental health break, accusing the mayor and council of a toxic culture. Nguyen uses the pronouns they, them, and says it's not safe to show up to meetings in person.
I really, really wished I felt safe enough to show up on the council floor, but I don't.
Last night, when talking about remote participation, Nguyen accused the mayor and another councilor, Kathleen Toomey, of using the wrong pronouns. Nguyen also says Councilor Candy Merrow Carlson repeatedly called them it.
I have faced transphobia with being misgendered and recently learned that I have been dehumanized to a point where I'm being referred to as it by my colleagues on this council.
Councilor Toomey says early on when the councilor was elected, I did make an honest error in addressing the councilor and may have done so a few times, for which I apologized. There has never been any intentional or consistent misgendering. I have been mindful to address the councilor respectfully in the manner in which they identify over the past 3 years.
I have spoken with city staff who've confirmed that Councilor Nguyen was referred to as an it by a councilor.
Councilor Christian King troubled by what he's heard.
I condemn and disavow any sort of political hostility based on someone's being.
Oh, yeah, it's hostile, all right.
Now, Councilor Merrow Carlson telling us, while I do not recall making the statements in question, I acknowledge that it was a challenging and emotional week where difficult conversations took place. These claims, however, misrepresent my character, my record, and the values I have consistently upheld. We did reach out to the...
Gold, Jerry, gold. Petty has since said he has always worked with it to treat his colleagues with dignity and respect, adding, I will never knowingly say anything harmful. I firmly believe everyone deserves the dignity of having their identity honored and respected, unless you're mentally ill. This is comedy gold. I'm afraid to show up at council meetings, because they called me it. So I'm taking a month off because of my mental health, and I've taken half the year off anyway. I spent the other half at home doing Zoom calls, so it's a problem. It's a problem for me to show up. This is a joke, an absolute fucking joke. It's a clown show, but then again, it's a blue state, so no one's surprised. But if anybody thought that this whole nonsensical garbage of transanity was going to go away just because Trump got elected, no, it's going to increase, sadly. But here's where we are. You have people who have had real illnesses, from COVID to the flu to broken bones, what have you, still show up for work. Still put in the 8 hours, 9 hours, 40 hours, 50-hour day weeks, and then go home. So you've got people with real injuries go to work. You have people with fevers who show up to work. They put in their time and they go home, unless they're too weak or what have you, and then they're forced to go home by their management. But when you have someone who was, quote unquote, elected by the people of Massachusetts, and I believe this to be a fact because this is how they think up there, this is what you get. This is what you get. You get nonsensical, stupid assholery like this representing you. So you deserve this, Massachusetts. It's all yours. Have at it. But I'm calling you a chick. You're her. You're a she. That's who you are. Now you want to walk around wearing flannel shirts all day and doing your best Ellen impressions. Knock yourself out. But And then on top of it, you got the media going, well, you know, they have to practice. I guarantee she had to practice it about 5 or 6 times just to make sure she didn't get out the obvious that she is a she. But sadly, this is the world we live in, and we live in a very stupid one. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.